Hey, Michael Church with Crawl Space Ninja. We recently did a video about crawl space concrete versus crawl space vapor barrier, and turns out that was a pretty interesting topic. We got a lot of comments about that video, and one of the comments was, how do we address a crawl space without concrete if we have rats or rodents or moles or things like that coming in? So I wanted to read some of that information to you all. Stay tuned. If you're new to Crawl Space Ninja, we talk about everything related to basements, attics, crawl spaces, and indoor air quality. So we hope you'll subscribe to our channel, ring that notifications bell, and also check us out on Facebook. Okay, so we got a comment from Herbert. He wrote, rat slabs prevent rodents from tunneling and entering your crawl space. What prevents rats from chewing through the vapor barrier and entering the space after they tunnel in? In the deep south, we have lots of moles that tunnel into the crawl space and make mounds. And he's totally right. You're right, Herbert. I have seen chipmunks or ground squirrels tunnel down and then pop up inside the crawl space, and obviously moles and different things like that can get into the crawl space. And I don't know what part of the deep south you're in. Now, if you're in like Louisiana, where you're around bogs and things like that, it may be a little different. But in Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama and the places that we have locations, just encapsulating the crawl space, our methodology for encapsulating the crawl space, sealing the vents, making sure we take care of penetrations in the foundation walls, making sure that the doors are sealed, airtight. That has been a really great deterrent. And then putting foam board on the walls, that termite resistant foam board. And it's really done a great job at deterring those moles and those ground squirrels, even with plastic only. And as I mentioned in many of our other videos, just the fact of lowering humidity, controlling standing water, taking that bat insulation out from between the joists. That's a good nesting material for a lot of rodents, a lot of squirrels, possums, things like that. Getting rid of all of those nesting materials, dropping the humidity, it makes it a less inviting environment. We have seen where people have installed the rat slabs, but in those situations, normally the crawl spaces were not encapsulated the way we do it. So hopefully that'll help you out. If you're in, obviously, there's always exceptions to the rules, right? I mean, I'm basing my information on generalizations of what we've seen and experienced and all that. But if you're in a situation where you got sewer rats trying to break in, I got a guy up in Washington State, he has to deal with sea otters, right? Well, we don't have a lot of sea otters here in Knoxville, so that would be a different situation. But for the most part, if you encapsulate the crawl space and seal up all those penetrations, whether you're using some kind of steel wool or things like that to keep I tell you, one of the biggest entry points that we've seen for rodents is the HVAC system. Here in Tennessee and in the parts where we're located, the HVAC company or the builder, they'll bust out the block and then they set that HVAC unit there. We actually will put foam board to shore up around those ductworks, okay? So that way we try to minimize the amount of air gaps between the HVAC system and the inside of the crawl space. So, people don't realize it, but moles and different things like that can crawl under the HVAC unit, and then they got a direct access into the crawl space. So you could try that as well. That's another place that I've not mentioned before where we seal up really good. But if you're in a place where you got a lot of rodents, a lot of moles, then a rat slab may be your only option. So hopefully that's some great information for all of you out there. I'm Michael Church with Crawl Space Ninja. We hope you make it a happy, blessed day. See you later.